Imagine stepping into the cage, knowing that the man across from you has never tasted defeat. A man who doesn't just win, he dominates, dismantles, and destroys his opponents. That's Ilia El Matador Topuria. He's not just a fighter, he's a force of nature, a nightmare for anyone brave enough to face him. But here's the real story. The UFC lightweight division, home to some of the toughest fighters in the world, is eerily silent when it comes to calling him out. Why? What makes this featherweight champion so terrifying that even bigger fighters hesitate to challenge him? Tonight, we're diving deep into the rise of Ilia Topuria, his unparalleled skill set, and why he's become the ultimate boogeyman of mixed martial arts. Buckle up. This is the lightweight division's nightmare. Why no one dares to face Ilia Topuria. Let's get started. Every unstoppable force has an origin story, and for Ilia Topuria, it begins in Germany, where he was born to Georgian parents. From an early age, Topuria was surrounded by discipline and hard work, qualities that would later define his fighting style. When his family moved to Spain, he began training in martial arts and quickly showed signs of greatness. At just 18 years old, Topuria turned professional in MMA. His early fights were nothing short of spectacular, finishing opponents with ease and showcasing an aggressive style that left fans and analysts buzzing. By 2020, he earned his shot in the UFC, debuting with a first-round submission victory over Youssef Zalal. But this was only the beginning. Over the next few years, Topuria tore through the featherweight division like a storm. He wasn't just winning, he was finishing fights in dramatic fashion. His knockout of Ryan Hall, a jiu-jitsu wizard who many feared, sent shockwaves through the MMA world. Suddenly, everyone knew his name. In 2024, Ilia Topuria achieved what many thought was impossible. He defeated Alexander Volkanovski, a pound-for-pound king who had ruled the featherweight division for years. Volkanovski wasn't just dominant, he was untouchable. Fighters like Max Holloway and Brian Ortega had tried and failed to dethrone him. But when Volkanovski stepped into the cage with Topuria, it was clear from the start that this fight would be different. Topuria didn't just beat Volkanovski, he finished him with a second-round knockout that left fans stunned and analysts scrambling for answers. How did this young fighter dismantle one of the greatest champions in UFC history? The answer lies in his skill set. So what makes Ilia Topuria such a terrifying opponent? Let's break it down. First off, his striking precision. With 6 knockouts on his record, Topuria has proven time and time again that his hands are pure dynamite. His striking isn't just powerful, it's precise. He lands punches with surgical accuracy that leaves opponents dazed before they even know what hit them. Next is his elite grappling game. Don't forget, this man has 8 submission wins under his belt. If you take him down thinking you'll out-wrestle him or control him on the mat, you're playing with fire. Just ask Bryce Mitchell. Mitchell tapped out faster than anyone expected when they fought in 2022. And finally, there's his fight IQ, the ability to read opponents like an open book and adapt mid-fight. Against Josh Emmett, a dangerous striker, Topuria didn't just win, he dominated every aspect of their 5-round war with flawless strategy and execution. He's not just beating opponents, he's dismantling them piece by piece. And here's where things get really interesting. After obliterating Max Holloway, a top 5 lightweight contender, fans began asking, could Ilia Topuria dominate at 155 pounds too? The lightweight division is home to some of MMA's biggest names, Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. But suddenly, no one seems eager to welcome El Matador. Why? Because they've seen what happens when you step into his world. Remember Volkanovski versus Makhachev? Volk pushed Islam to the brink in their first fight. But when Volk faced Topuria, he didn't last 2 rounds. So why isn't anyone calling him out? Let's break it down. First, the risk versus reward factor. Losing to a smaller fighter from featherweight could derail anyone's title hopes at lightweight, and no one wants that on their record. Second, the stylistic nightmare. Wrestlers like Makhachev fear his striking, strikers like Gaethje fear his grappling. There's no safe zone against someone like Ilia. And third, the Volk effect. After watching Volkanovski, a fighter who nearly beat Makhachev, get destroyed by Topuria, lightweights are understandably hesitant. It's not just fear, it's strategy. So what's next for Ilia Topuria? The possibilities are endless and terrifying for anyone in his path. Imagine these matchups. Ilia versus Islam Makhachev, a super fight for the ages. Striker versus grappler at its peak. Fans are already salivating at this matchup because it could redefine how we view both fighters' legacies. Or how about Ilia versus Charles Oliveira, two submission artists testing their limits on the ground? It could be an epic showdown. And let's not forget Arman Tsarukyan, a rising star who hasn't faced anyone quite like El Matador yet. But whether he moves up or stays at featherweight, one thing is certain: Ilia Topuria isn't chasing greatness, it's chasing him. Ilia El Matador. Topuria has already conquered one division, and now he casts a long shadow over another. The lightweight division may be stacked with killers, but none seem eager to face their worst nightmare head-on. Will we see him claim gold at 155 pounds? Or will he continue ruling featherweight with an iron fist? Only time will tell. But until then, sleep tight, if you can. If you enjoyed this deep dive into MMA's most electrifying fighters, smash that like button. Subscribe for more breakdowns and let us know in the comments below who you think can stop El Matador. Until next time.